What was the first miracle of Jesus? Turning water into wine, calming the storm, raising Lazarus. Turning water into wine in Cana of Galilee. How many loaves and fish did Jesus multiply for 5,000? 5 loaves and 2 fish, 7 loaves and 5 fish, 12 loaves and 7 fish. 5 loaves and 2 fish fed thousands of people. Who did Jesus raise after 4 days in the tomb? Jairus' daughter, Lazarus, widow's son at 9. Lazarus was raised after 4 days in the tomb. What did Jesus do to the barren fig tree? Cut it down, cursed it, and it withered, doubled its fruit. He cursed it, and it withered. Where did Jesus heal the paralytic lowered through the roof? Nazareth, Capernaum, Bethlehem. In Capernaum, lowered through the roof. Who touched Jesus' garment and was healed? A bleeding woman, a leper, a blind man. The bleeding woman was healed. How many lepers did Jesus heal at once? 5, 10, 12. He healed 10 lepers, one gave thanks. In which city did Jesus raise the widow's son? 9. Bethany, Jericho. In 9 he raised the widow's son. What did Jesus do during the storm at sea? Helped row, taught prayer, calmed the storm. He calmed the storm with a word. How did Peter walk on water? Jesus held his hand, by faith, until he doubted, on a board. By faith, until he doubted. Where did Jesus turn water into wine? Nazareth, Cana of Galilee, Jerusalem. In Cana of Galilee, at a wedding. How did Jesus pay the tax for Peter and himself? From donations, from Judas' purse, from a fish's mouth. A fish had a coin in its mouth. What did the Canaanite woman reply to Jesus? Have mercy, Son of David. Even dogs eat crumbs. Give me bread from heaven. Even dogs eat crumbs from the table. At which pool did Jesus heal the paralytic? Siloam, Bethesda, Jordan. At the pool of Bethesda. What did Jesus do with demons in the Gadarene region? Into dogs, into pigs, into stones. He cast them into pigs. How many days was Lazarus in the tomb? 2, 3, 4. Lazarus was in the tomb 4 days. Where did Jesus feed 4,000 people? By the Sea of Galilee, Jerusalem, Mount Zion. By the Sea of Galilee with bread and fish. Which blind man first saw men like trees? At Bethsaida, Bartimaeus, born blind. At Bethsaida he saw men as trees. How did Jesus heal the man born blind? Laid hands. By word, made clay and anointed eyes. He anointed his eyes with clay. Why could the disciples not heal the boy after the transfiguration? Only by prayer and fasting, by touching, only Jesus could. This kind goes out only by prayer and fasting. How many fish were caught in the miraculous catch? 121, 153, 315. They caught 153 large fish. Where did Jesus cast out a demon from a boy falling into fire? Mount Zion, at Mount Tabor, Jerusalem. At the foot of Mount Tabor. What did Peter's mother-in-law do after healing? Rested, went to neighbors, served them. She immediately served them. How did Jesus heal the woman bent over 18 years? Anointed with oil, laid hands, gave bread. He laid his hands and she straightened. How many loaves were at the feeding of 4,000? 5, 7, 12. 7 loaves and some fish. To whom did Jesus say, Talitha Kumi? A blind man, Jairus' daughter, widow's son. To Jairus' daughter, and she arose. Which disciple was warned of the miraculous catch? James, Peter, John. Peter was warned of the catch. Where did Jesus raise Jairus' daughter? Nazareth, Capernaum, Jerusalem. In Capernaum, in the synagogue leader's house. What did Jesus do at his arrest in Gethsemane? Ran away, healed the wounded, struck a soldier. He healed Malchus' ear. How many baskets were left after feeding 5,000? 7, 12, 15. 12 baskets of leftovers. In which sea did Jesus calm the storm? Mediterranean, Sea of Galilee, Red Sea. On the Sea of Galilee. Who did Jesus heal on the Sabbath, causing debate? Bent woman. Man with dropsy, both. both cases on the Sabbath. What did Jesus do with the demoniac in the synagogue? Cast out by word, laid hands, read a psalm. He cast it out by word. Where did the miracle of walking on water occur? Jordan River, Red Sea, Sea of Galilee. On the Sea of Galilee at night. What was the name of the blind man in Jericho? Bartimaeus. 9. Simeon. Bartimaeus, who cried out to Jesus. What happened to the woman who touched Jesus' garment? Died, healed, fell down. She was healed after 12 years of illness. What did Jesus do with the paralytic at Bethesda? Sent to priests. Said, "Rise and walk," washed in Jordan. He said, "Rise, take your bed and walk." What happened to the pigs with demons? Ran to forest, drowned in sea, ran to mountains. The herd drowned in the sea. What did Jesus do in Siloam with the blind man? Sent him to wash, gave bread, laid hands. He sent him to wash, and he saw. What did Jesus say to the paralytic lowered through the roof? Be healed and go. Your sins are forgiven, do not fear. He said, your sins are forgiven.
Choose your next challenge by clicking on one of the videos.